Up next, right, we are very happy to invite Mr. Bay Chun, Director for Consumer Services and Investigation from the Personal Data Protection Commission, PDPC, to talk about turning data risk into opportunities, how an accountable data protection approach elevates business competitiveness. So over to you, Chun Hao.
Hi, thanks. Good morning, everyone. Happy to be here, and many thanks to AiSP for allowing PDPC the opportunity to convince SMEs that so long as we manage data risk, the cyberspace offers limitless opportunities for business growth. So digital landscape and economy has evolved tremendously over the past years. Technology is revolutionizing how businesses are carried out, changing the type of data collected and how data are collected and used. So COVID-19 has also transformed businesses over the past 10 or more months. Almost everything is digital now, with organizations moving operations online, leveraging on e-commerce, collecting, using, and sharing more data in the virtual space. So with more data generated, the risk of data breaches and misuse becomes greater. Businesses also start to realize more than ever the importance and the need of leveraging data to harness business insights, make better business decisions, improve customers' engagement, and recover quicker. This is where trust becomes crucial, as consumers' willingness to share data depends on the trust they have in organizations. Accountability is a fundamental principle of the PDPA, which requires organizations to examine themselves and develop data protection policies that are tailored to their business needs and risk environment. Undertaking and demonstrating responsibility for the PD in its possession or under its control. So being accountable helps an organization strengthen customer trust and enable the use of data confidently to innovate, bring forth enhanced business competitiveness. So in today's fast-changing and competitive business environment, a checkbox compliance approach towards the handling of personal data is increasingly impractical and insufficient to keep pace with the developments in data processing activities. So organizations who still hold the mindset of complying to checkboxes will find themselves disadvantaged in today's competitive landscape and unable to fully unlock the value of data for new and innovative purposes. So to this end, PDPC has introduced a three-stage approach since 2017 to help pivot organizations from compliance to accountability in the management of personal data. 2017, we started guides to help organizations implement accountable practices. Even after last year, we have also renamed our openness obligation to accountability and has published a new guide to accountability. I'll share a little bit more on a couple of these guides shortly. So in 2019, we launched the DP Trust Mark certification to recognize organizations' transition from compliance to accountability. And 2020, as more of you have read from the news, the PDP amendment was passed on Monday that integrates accountability into the PDPA. So what can businesses do and how can they start, right? Many of PDPC's guides help organizations better understand and implement good data management practices. I will share three briefly as they are all available on our website if you need to go into more details. So the first one, the guide to accountability helps translate the concept into practical steps for organizations to demonstrate accountability. The data protection management program, which is found within the guide, is a good start as it provides a systematic framework to build a robust DP infrastructure, right? Starting with the inclusion of data protection as part of corporate governance framework, with reporting lines to senior management on issues and risks, endorse data policies at the highest management level to set the tone and direction on the importance of data protection. Next, having the right people, equipping them with the necessary training and skills is equally important. This is where the appointed DPO plays a key role, as he or she not only serves as a point of contact with customers, but also instrumental in the development and implementation of DP policies and operationalizing them into SOPs and processes through the data lifecycle. So elaborating from the policies and processes of data through the data lifecycle, I'd like to heighten the importance of being accountable with the data you possess or in control, right? Putting in measures the SOP to safeguard the data. No customer will trust or have confidence in an organization who fails to protect the data that it possesses. Another key reason why I'm emphasizing on the protection of personal data is based on the breach cases and Commission's decisions published on the PDPC website. More than 65% of the breaches pertain to a breach of the protection obligation. So safeguarding the data collected is one of the obligations under the PDPA. Protection measures for data is not one size fits all. Different organizations collect different types of data through various means and for various purposes, right? Regulated sectors such as finance, healthcare will have higher standard of protection measures on its data, which may not necessarily be required for data sets that you own, right? This is why organizations would need to review their own set of data and put in place reasonable and appropriate measures depending on the type of data and the risk and impact of this data to individuals should it be compromised, right? Aside to physical and administrative measures, some technical measures in general that organizations should consider are regular security audits, adopting SOPs of password protection documents containing PD, and also securing the deletion of any electronic data. This will help in promoting a culture of data protection within the organization and minimizing the risks of data breaches and misuse. Another important aspect of accountability for organizations is to be prepared to manage data breaches incidents effectively, right? With companies jumping on the path on digitalization, greater use of PD will lead to a higher risk of data misuse and breaches, right, as mentioned by the earlier speakers. Data breaches can occur for different reasons: malicious activities like hacking, illegal access, theft of data assets due to human error, loss of data assets, improper disposal of PD, accidental disclosure, or computer system error like bugs in programming code of a website or databases, right? So data breaches are recognized as one of the more costly security failures of organizations. Not only financial losses, but also from the trust of customers towards the organizations. So preparing and responding to data breaches is essential. Organizations must have measures in place to detect and mitigate risk early and formulate a response plan to manage data breaches when it happens. So while it may not be possible to guard against all data breaches, but what we want is for organizations to have a robust response plan and be prepared for it. So it's not a matter of if, but when data breach incidents may happen. So this CAAP is an acronym to help everyone remember the steps to manage the data breach. So first, right, contain immediately. If you need to pull the plug, you just pull the plug, right? So next, you assess the risk and impact, whether the same breach can happen to another more critical database, and who are the customers or suppliers that you have to inform straight away to protect them, right? So these are all your assessments to be done. Our mandatory reporting, right, will come really soon, since amendment to PDPA was passed on Monday, but now it is still voluntary. So hope that none of you here needs to file a DBN throughout your professional career. So file your DBN. If you need to, file it within 3 days. When assessed significant harm or more than 499 individuals are affected, organizations should also notify affected individual ASAP, so they can protect themselves by changing password or credit cards. Okay, I think I'll just give these 2 examples, right? They are just another way to present what I've shared so far. All right, let's keep this as well. Okay, can we go to the next one? Okay, so to wrap it all up, PDPC has many resources, free resources available on our website, and I strongly encourage everyone to go in and check them out. Okay, I've come to the end of my presentation. If there's any question, I'll be happy to take them later on the Q&A. Thank you.